Welcome to Interactive Webinars for Small and Home-Based Businesses. I'm Karen Reddy-Penning of Monarch Empowerment Coaching, and tonight we will be presenting Starting Your New Tax Year. And for tonight, Renee Morin of EBC Services will be presenting to us. Welcome, Renee.
Good evening, everyone. In a previous video, we talked about how to prepare your paperwork to do your taxes. You as a small business owner would have had to gather all your information from the previous year, including all of your recorded sales, expenses, taxes paid, taxes collected, including all of your inventory and your returns in order to prepare to close off your inventory for that year. You would have completed your taxes and received your assessment. You're done for last year. Now what do you do? What happens with those documents? And how do you prepare for your new tax year? We're going to share with you how to do that. What should you do with last year's tax records? Well, you could put them in a folder, or you could put them in your filing cabinet and leave them be for the next year to 2 years, 5 years, whatever it might be. Except before you put them away, you want to organize all of your receipts so that when you do have to look at them again, whether you are selling your business, undergoing an audit, seeking financing, everything is available to you. Because once you begin your new year, you won't have time to go back and look at the past. And if you're called upon to look at the past records, if they're not in good order, you could have some problems. So the first thing is organize your receipts by expense type. So all of your vehicle expenses, any leases, any inventory purchases of goods and materials, any returns, any credits, all your business invoices, all your taxes paid, all your taxes collected, all your assessments, keep them all there. If you have registered any products, if you patented any ideas, if you have obtained any kind of legal documentation, if you have registered products, keep those all together. Ensure that all your paper documents match your electronic. What that means is you want to scan everything. Paper does fade and inks do deteriorate over time. So you want to make sure you have scanned everything electronically. And you can save them on a CD or an external drive, put them in the envelope or folder where last year's tax records are, keep your assessment together, keep everything together. So in the event that you're looking at obtaining financing for your business, you can easily pull out the last year and maybe the previous several years worth of business records. This will help if you're trying to get a grant or a loan, trying to increase your business activity, looking for a buyer for your business, or if you are going through an audit with Revenue Canada. If your records are organized and they are in great order, it'll make it a much easier process to go through. Before you begin putting things into place for this year, review your last year's tax return and your business activity. Take a look at how well you did. Are there any areas where you need to improve, things you need to change? Did your assessment reveal expenses you were not allowed or should have deducted? That's important because not all businesses are going to be allowed to have all the same exemptions or expenses that they can deduct. Did you report all your earnings properly? Were there any differences? Were some of your earnings challenged or questioned? Have you accounted for all of your receipts? Were there any discrepancies between what you claimed that you purchased and what you actually did? Are there any questions in your assessment asking for more information? Is there anything else required of you? If the answer is you can look forward to the new year with nice clean records, there are no issues, there are no concerns, you're keeping track of your documentation, managing your expenses and your costs effectively, then you can move forward. But sometimes there's learning in what happened last year. Should you do things differently this year? Before you put anything away, take a little bit of time to reassess yourself and your business. Are you on track? If so, let's move forward. So how should you start this year? Are you going to be doing the same things as you did last year? Are you going to be building a new business plan? Ask yourself some basic questions. Have you moved? Has your location changed? Are the services you're offering different? Do you need to look at changing your business? Have you taken on a partner? Do you want to incorporate? Are you going to stay a sole proprietorship? Has there been a change in the partners to help you to run your business? Those things can affect the bottom line, from financing to your income tax reporting and to managing your business. The roles and responsibilities may change. So before you start for this year, where do things stand from the business ownership standpoint and day-to-day operations? Do you need to get a new computer billing, accounting, inventory system to manage your business? Should you be accepting credit cards, Interact, PayPal, or the Portable Square? Are there any changes to your banking services? Should you be building in a cost to accommodate greater banking charges? Bank charges go up, we know that. So are you building those into your cost of sales? Do you need to change your inventory or your product or service offering, or are you expanding your service area? That's important because you may have to look at getting tax registration numbers if you're expanding your area into different provinces. You may have to look at pricing adjustments if you're changing your inventory. Let's begin. How do you organize your business records? You want to organize your filing and records for the new year based on your review of your taxes. Remember, we talked about business changes. What do you need to keep? If you've gone to an incorporated company from a sole proprietorship, you're going to need to have business minutes. You're going to have a minute-taking record of all the transactions. You're going to have to be able to accountable for shares and for all activities that are going on. You don't do that in a sole proprietorship. So if you're going to be changing your business records, if you go from ABC Company to ABCD Company Incorporated, everything has to change. Your invoices, your business cards, your receipts, your relationship and communication with all of your vendors and suppliers. When you're looking at your inventory, how are you going to know what inventory you have to begin your year? You have to keep track of all that. So the inventory that you've done to begin your year will tell you how many of your new products have to be added that are not on your price list. You'll know exactly how many products you have remaining from the existing price list, so you have a balance. So your opening balance will be X number of items, and then as you add through the year, you're going to be able to replenish that inventory as you go along. So you want to make sure that if there are new items, they're published on your website, published in your pricing book, published in your flyers you may distribute, and available to your sales team or to yourself to go out and share that with your customers. You want to also consider other expenses. Did you find out as a result of your audit or the assessment that you need to do things a little bit differently? Are you looking at expenses perhaps that you thought you could claim that you can no longer claim? It's important to know that so that you don't assume that you can have certain expenses such as, let's say, a vehicle lease that you may or may not be allowed to deduct. If you could deduct it last year and you can't deduct it this year because of the assessment, then don't continue to consider it. So that has to change. So understanding what you can consider a legitimate business expense for your business is very important. And if you need to add those to your spreadsheet or to your accounting software where you're keeping track of all of your expenses. And be sure to track everything weekly or monthly so that you're always current. And there are two reasons for that. The first is paperwork in a small business can be overwhelming when you're trying to make sales, trying to build your business, trying to support and service your customers. If you leave everything till the last minute, it can be overwhelming. You might misplace your receipts. You may not know who you attended that business seminar with. You may not be able to find all of your records. If some are electronic, some are paper. If you keep track of them every week and every month, you'll always know where you are. And there's a spreadsheet that we've developed that is available free on the ABC Services website that will help you to track those expenses. The goal is that as you go through your business year, you'll be able to see how much you've spent monthly on your advertising, your vehicle gas expense, what have you spent on purchasing your inventory, what have you spent on presentations with clients, what have you collected for taxes on your sales, are you on track? So if you have a business plan for the year and you keep checking every month where you are, you'll be able to see if you need to spend more time in certain areas, if your new products you've added to inventory are successfully being accepted by your clients. Are you making money? Are you on track with your business plan? By keeping track of your expenses, you'll be able to manage those much more effectively, and there will not be any surprises. As you go through your year, you can make adjustments and tweaks to your business plan. Managing your business activities is very, very important. You want to track everything that you do related to your business. When you go visit a client, you want to track before and after, so the opening mileage as you leave your home or your place of business to your client's location and back. If you happen to be stopping to see 3 clients, it would go from your home to your client to client to client. But if you go shopping in between, that doesn't count, unless you're buying business expense items for your office or inventory or products you're picking up. Travel has to be specifically related to a client, the same as meals, promotions, that kind of thing. Anything related to your client, it has to track back to a sale or sales activity with them, whether it's training, whether it's promotions, whether it's delivering of goods, picking up returns. Keep track of your mileage and put a date and a time on it so that you know if you went to see John Brown's business, you would have gone, let's say, 130 kilometers round trip, and you went there to deliver inventory and pick up some returns. So you know the date, you know who you went to see, you know the purpose of your trip. That makes it very easy later for you to plan. So if you're seeing that customer several times a year, you can plan ahead so that you know when you're going to be making those trips to see them. You know what the cost is. You can plan ahead. You also have a legitimate business expense that you can deduct because you are legitimately doing business with that client on those specific dates. Advertising, presentations, and promotions are important because they tie into your bottom line. So how much does it cost you to put an advertisement in your local newspaper, in the classified ads, in a professional database where your business is going to be presented in your industry? How much does it cost you to put it on any vehicle, any social media vehicle, such as LinkedIn or Facebook? How much does it cost? Be prepared in your business plan to manage that. Promotions are where you have an opportunity to share your product. So you're going to be doing some local business fairs, perhaps, and you're going to be sharing your product, sharing your ideas. You paid for a booth. You've got travel back and forth. You need to find out whether things like meals are included, whether any kind of other activity is included, so that you don't think everything is included and then be surprised at the end. So be as prepared as you can to link everything back to business activity, so that all business activities are related to client visits, inventory management, and an activity to build your business. Tracking your business expenses is very, very important. This is a spreadsheet that we talked about in our previous slide. If you keep all of your records and you scan them and you record them frequently, you will always know where you are in your business and you can adjust your business plan. It's very important to store your current business records in a different place than the previous history so that you can always go back in history. You can always see how your business has done year over year, but keep the records separate, linked to your tax return, linked to your bank accounts, so that you have a full business year and you can look through that whole business year for all of your activities, including all your purchases, all your sales, taxes collected, taxes paid, your assessment that's been done, any business activity as well, so that you can actually see the health of a business as it grows. I can't stress that enough for when you may be going through an audit or when you are building your business for potential sale, merger, or you may have a situation where you have you're going to be selling shares. You have to show other business owners and investors how successful your business is. By keeping your records in good order, it's very easy to see how successful your business has been. The value of managing your records well means that if you're called upon to explain what happened 2 years ago in your business and why you may have laid people off, why you might have changed your inventory, why you may have bought that building to invest in your business, you have a business history that you are keeping track of. You're able to manage your revenue and your expenses on a fiscal basis, so year after year after year you can see continual growth. You can see continual activity. You're keeping track of everything in your business and you know what's going on. The value of having your business records available to you means that as a business owner you can determine, am I in the right business? Is this what I really want to do? Am I being successful? How do I change my approach? How can I look at a different product offering? Are my products giving my customers what they need? Is this successful for me? Should I be adding new products? Should I be offering different kinds of services? So as the business owner, you can have some insight. If you have all your records at hand and they're organized, and you have some surprises during the year with clients changing or the environment changing or the industry changing, you can look back over the last 2 months and say, well, is there something I should be doing differently? How do I help myself to continue to be successful? Or how do I prepare myself for changes that are coming in the industry? Knowing how much you've spent, what your current inventory is, where your business stands, helps you to plan and prepare and helps you to respond to changes in the environment around you. You can also build succession plans. This is extremely important. So in cases where there's a sole proprietor, and if you have any employees working for you, building a succession plan means preparing your business to live on without you. So if I am a business owner and I have an illness, who is going to carry on for me as I recover? I need to have trusted advisors around me to keep the business going, keep the customers receiving their product, keep the money flowing in. Who will manage that for me? And in small home-based businesses, often there's one other, possibly two other people who may be involved. Prepare those individuals and have it in writing so that there is a succession plan. So if you're called upon to be away for any reason, you need to be able to have someone keep the business running for you. And especially if others are aware of that succession plan, such as your bank, your family members, something happens, it's like a power of attorney. That person can continue to support your clients and help your business. Also, if you're preparing for expansion, you're going to, let's say, rent a small storefront to start moving your inventory instead of in your home. You'll be doing it in a storefront. You need to be prepared for that expansion and have adequate funding, have all the racks, support, stations you may need to house your inventory. You might need to check out environmental things as well. So as you start to prepare for your business continually moving forward, you've got to make sure that you manage your costs and funding effectively. Having your business readily available to you at hand, your records are always there for you, means you can respond to changes in the business environment and you can prepare for eventualities you may not have considered, but your business needs to continue if you are not in the position where you can move forward at the present time. So consider getting those records organized and keeping them that way so you're always ready to respond to changes in your work environment. I hope you've enjoyed our video this evening. We've had a lot of great ideas and would welcome any questions or comments from you. And on behalf of Karen, Matthew, and myself, I'd like to thank you very much for this evening.